Hey gang, today Kyle's going to talk about fighting from the standing position. I suggest you pay close attention because this is the most likely one you're going to use.
Hey, Kyle here on the range. Today talking about standing position with the carbine. And a couple things on standing that have changed in the past few years, so we'll start talking about them now. A lot of guys, we're looking at downrange and the target being right there. You know, back a long time ago, guys used to get their toes parallel, kind of on a line, and they used to kind of squat deep. Now, the reasoning for that was given as they wanted their body armor, their plates, to be facing the threat. Now, if you think about that, if you look at my chest right here facing downrange, when you mount a shoulder-fired weapon, right, my plates are now facing right here at the camera. They're off to the side. They're not in line with the gun. So to actually do this, what you would need to do is take your buttstock and move it to the center of your chest, and that's about the only way you'd be able to shoot and keep your plates facing downrange. Not really that good of an option in regards to marksmanship and fighting ability. I like to tell everybody that your stance is a fighting stance. It's an athletic stance. It's an athletic endeavor, okay? So let's address that first off. If I just sling my gun right here, if you think about any position you can think of, a baseball player, right? A linebacker, you know, a boxer, everybody takes one foot and brings it back a little bit. So I'm right-handed. My right foot's gonna come back a little bit, all right? My toes are generally lined up with my heel just out to the side. A very important aspect of this, take those toes and open them up a little bit. Don't keep them like you're wearing a set of skis and you're going forward. Open it up so you can plant off the back leg. All right, so now my back leg is not locked. It's bent a little bit. My front leg is bent even more. So now I'm in a kind of an athletic stance. I bring the gun around, okay, and I'm going to mount it. So what's happening now is when I mount this gun, my hips and my upper body are in line with each other. So if you see guys on the range where they have their toes on a line and then they shoot like this, you'll see this twist that you see in me right now. It's that little hip twist because they're thinking that keeping their toes on a line keeps their plates forward, but I just showed you it doesn't. So really what you're doing is you're lining your lower body up with your upper body, and it makes everything better. So here's what I tell guys that do this for a living, guys at work nowadays. Don't depend on the enemy's marksmanship to keep you alive. Depend on your fighting ability to kill the bad guys. That's why we get an aggressive stance that we can use. All right, so from this right here, one of the most controversial things that's been out in the last few years is the support grip of a rifle or a carbine. If you go on the internet, it's crazy. A lot of people don't understand the who's, the whys, and the hows. So I'm gonna try to break it down for you here. I grip the carbine just like this. I point my finger toward the target on the 9 o'clock piece of the rail, my thumb over the top. A lot of people are like, why do you do that? This originally started for a lot of us military guys back when we used lasers in the military service, Afghanistan, Iraq, etc. Our laser sits on the top rail typically. I did not use pressure pads. I actually activated the laser with the button that was on it. So during the night, this is how I would shoot. Bam, turn my laser on, got my nods on my head, like that. So in the daytime, I simply would roll my thumb forward a little bit in front of the laser because I'm not using it in the daytime. And that's kind of where my thumb started just sitting naturally. What I noticed is when I shoot fast, that thumb over the top really helps control recoil. If you just look right here, just a simple little 3-round drill. I mean, the gun just doesn't move at all. Even without a can on it, it doesn't matter. So that's the reason I do that. The reason I take the finger and point it forward is because literally when I have multiple targets, I'm simply taking my finger and pointing toward the target, and it gets the sights pretty damn close. Now, guys will take this, as they will anything, and they'll go off the deep end with it. So you see, like a lot of guys putting the stocks right here, bringing the arm up really high, they're missing the whole point. One of the other key aspects of this is guys taking this and getting that extreme head position because they think they need to. Remember, like we went over with kneeling, you do not need a square peg in a round hole. It doesn't all need to be down in there. As a matter of fact, you need to be bringing the gun to your head instead of your head to the gun. It's going to make you shoot faster, it's going to make you shoot more accurately, and for you guys that are still working for a living, it's going to be a hell of a lot more comfortable in the long run. So the standing position, bunch of little idiosyncrasies there, but a lot of those little bitty things add up to a big thing. So should be something like this from either the low or the high. And if you look at it, nice and tight, nothing moves, very quick and easy. Get out there on the range, give it a go, come up with your own system. I'll see you out there.
Trigger Time TV is brought to you by Raven Concealment System, Troy Industries, Troy Defense, Legion Firearms, U.S. Optics, Meredith Rifles, Dark Angel, Keltec, Yeti, Crossbone, Wiley X, Vertex, Black Rain Ordnance, Huber Concepts, Tac Strike, and WW Guns.
One of the best decisions I made in my life was to attend the United States Military Academy at West Point. I'd like to dedicate this episode to the Corps of Cadets and the staff. Duty, honor, country. Remember those words after you graduate and are part of the Green Machine.
Closed caption provided by Wiley X.